My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Slay the Spire. It is the Ascension grind. This time with the Silent. Now, I actually have a better track record with the Silent in high Ascensions than I do with the Ironclad. And I believe that's owing to the fact that the kind of defensive archetype that I play for the Silent can become quite quickly unkillable. Obtain 3 potions, transform, random boss relic. Random boss relic is totally an option here, in my opinion. Just because the Ring of the Snake is not as foundational or important as for the Silent as the Burning Blood is for the Ironclad. Helps you get off some more combos, you know, helps negate the card cost of a couple of zero-cost cards that you might want in your opening hand, like a Backstab or Terror or something like that. I'm gonna trade it. That didn't help. Alright, Tiny House. Upon pickup, obtain 1 potion, gain 50 gold, raise your max HP by 5, obtain 1 card, and upgrade 1 random card. And we upgraded a defense. There's a heal hook. We actually ended up using the drop kicks pretty effectively in the Ironclad video. So I actually kind of want to go with Sucker Punch instead, though. Get a little bit more offense, especially because the Silent is lacking that early. There's a relatively safe path that opens pretty easily, and I can decide to go for an elite at basically any point. So if I end up with the kind of potency that would allow me to go for an elite, I can do that. Kill, kill. It's just going to be a double defend first. I'm actually going to kind of set them to the same HP. That's because I know the Sucker Punch is still left in the deck. And I know that plus a single strike is going to be able to kill either of them. So basically, it was a gamble against if one of them is attacking and the other one is buffing. Alright. This Dex Potion. I actually quite like Flying Knee. Especially considering it will always, in this deck currently, help me play out more things in the next hand. Yeah, I'll take it. It's also another kind of early value pickup for aggression. That doesn't mean I'm not going to remove cards, though. Even if I am trying to play thicker for the high Ascensions, that doesn't mean I'm not going to remove cards. It just means I take more. Okay. Excellent. Sucker Punch in the next hand, and Flying Knee as well. Can we not have our best attacks consistently on the bottom of our deck? Just a thing. Dash is not bad, actually, as far as value cards go, especially for early elites, because they're attacking basically every turn. And, I mean, you know, the Lagavulin not attacking 1 out of 3 turns. The Sentinel, if you only have 1 on the field, then half of the time it's not attacking, that kind of thing, right? But it provides you block while you're aggressing. It's actually quite powerful. It's also worth noting that with this pickup, Necronomicurse becomes a totally reasonable thing for this deck. Sure. Remove a card. Probably a defend this time, especially because we now have that dash, which provides defense by itself. Now, it's less effective than just playing 2 strikes in terms of aggression, but it doesn't mean that I have to play a skill to do it. So if I go up against the Gremlin Knob, I'm a little bit better off. And by a little bit, I mean considerably. Second dash. I mean, the deck is getting thick, and we've got a Flying Knee, so we would be able to play 2 dashes in a single hand had we played the Flying Knee beforehand. But it's not extremely likely at this point that we get both dashes in the same hand. I think I take the second dash. I think those dashes in particular are going to be what allow me to get through the Gremlin Knob with ease. I think we're still going to lose some HP, but I don't think we're going to lose that too much, because we have, well, 2 sources of weakness in the deck. I can't Gambler's Brew because the possibility is I pick up dash. We have 2 sources of weakness in the deck, and we have 2 attacks that also defend us. That's pretty good. The enemy deciding not to make me vulnerable for either of those first 2 turns, I can hardly explain to you how great that is for our cause. All right, enemies also weak this turn. Am I going to be killing next turn? Yes, I definitely am. So that means I actually over-defend this turn as well. And then we can kill. Yeah? Did not lose that much HP there. Jutsu Bracelet, regular enemy combats are no longer encountered in question mark rooms, as well as Backstab, Choke, Nightmare. I actually quite like Backstab, but I don't think it goes in this deck currently. Especially because we don't have the extra draw on the first turn. Is that true? I mean, worst case scenario, we have Backstab, Neutralize, and Ascender's Bane in our opening hand, and then we have enough energy to play the rest of it, right? We have 3 energy to play 2 cards, other than that. And that oftentimes ends up being dash and something else. I mean, I don't think it's that bad. I really like Backstab because it allows you to kind of just like get a really, really big head start on a certain enemy. So I'm not even playing a defensive deck right now. I'm playing an aggressive deck that has defensive elements later. All right, I'm going to take the Backstab. I think it's pretty important that I upgrade both of my dashes super early. 3 defense and 3 damage is pretty big. Swift Potion versus Gambler's Brew. We're going to want the Dex Potion in the final combat this floor. Yeah, I'll skip. I'm going to go here, and then I can decide basically how many elites I want to take. I can go for 2, or I can go for 1. Or I can go for none as well, actually. Gremlin Horn, whenever an enemy dies, gain an energy and draw a card. Not bad. I'm going to go for the upgrade on the other dash now. And then we need the Neutralize and the... Actually, if we want to go for 2 more upgrades, we should probably dodge both elites. Because I want an upgrade on the Neutralize as well as the Sucker Punch to keep the enemy weakened 100% of the time. Yeah, this just... Yeah, I'm not going to give myself a 50% chance of losing. Well, it's not a 50% chance of losing. It's a 20% chance of losing, right? Because it'd be the Gremlin Visage that I would get. The Gremlin Visage start each combat with 1 weak, and then Backstab doesn't really do that much, and neither does any of my early aggression. Front-loading your damage is way more important. Yeah, it's just bad. I'm not going to give myself that 20% chance. So I'll take the 50 gold there. Now we've got the shop. Ninja Scroll, start each combat with 3 shifts in hand. That's not bad. There's also Leg Sweep, which is super powerful. If I take Leg Sweep, I can't take the Ninja Scroll. Oh, that's a problem. There is Panacea, and Panacea is interesting in the Silent now because having Panacea opens you up to taking Wraith Form. So the correct option here might be Leg Sweep, card remove, Panacea. I think it actually is. And then a card removal on probably one of the low tier aggressive cards that you have. I really want to upgrade the Leg Sweep. Actually, you know what? I don't think it's super important that I upgrade all of those things anymore, right? Because now I have the Leg Sweep to apply to weakness as well. While I do want the Sucker Punch and the Neutralize eventually upgraded, as well as Panacea and Leg Sweep. Those are the only ones that we actually have here that I'm super interested in. Maybe Backstab. But even though I have the ability to do those right now, I think I rest here, then go for the Elite. And this leaves me the opportunity to rest afterwards as well. Definitely don't want to wake you up this turn. Don't have any powers in my deck, so it's not super important that I wake you up on a specific turn. Okay, I'm going to Panacea, Flying Knee, and Leg Sweep. So you're going to have 2 weakness on you. And then I've got 4 energy for this turn. Yeah, I ended up drawing Dash, but... Alright. I'm going to Gambler's Brew to drop the Survivor and Defend to get myself to the end of the deck. Then I'm going to Dash Double Strike. Okay. Enemy's not weakened anymore, but we have so many different sources of weaken. Wow, we didn't draw any of them. Nice. See, the problem here is I'd love to block for 8, but if I leave the Lagavulin on the field for long enough, I won't be capable of killing them anymore, so I have to take all aggression where aggression is available. Yikes, that is not great. Well, at the very least, we have a hyper-aggressive turn here. Right before we lose 1? Oh, we're not in... Whoa, okay, so we're Ascension 16, so we're not losing 2 strength and 2 decks at all times from the Lagavulin. Okay, that makes this fight much easier. the chances I kill next turn? Not guaranteed. Okay, so I'll throw in a strike to guarantee it. Ah, okay, we would kill. Cool. Hey, Singing Bowl! When adding cards to your deck, you may gain 2 max HP instead. Malaise is ridiculously powerful. Yeah. Alright, we'll take Malaise and then we'll upgrade Malaise. I was planning on possibly resting here as well, but the Malaise is extraordinarily effective against the Guardians, so I think we're totally fine to do that. Yeah, I'm short on damage to knock them down. Alright, I'm going to be taking this damage here, but it's fine. It's fine. I'll take this as my safe turn to give you the largest Malaise. You can Panacea, but you can go against my Panacea, that is. It's not going to help that much. Alright, enemies weakened forever. Cool. And they're just never really going to push any significant damage through at this rate. Like, we are playing our aggressive cards every single hand. We're still not taking damage. That's pretty out there. That's pretty big. Without vulnerability on me, the Guardian actually doesn't have the ability to deal damage in that attack phase, which is always nice. So the correct ordering... Actually, since we're not dealing enough damage to put him down, the correct ordering is any order you'd like. Ryan, go for it. Have a wild old time. The correct ordering here, though, is all of the defense cards. Damn it, you managed to hit me again. What did I say about hitting me? Specifically, vis-a-vis don't. Alright, and then leg sweep. Keep him weakened. Now, next floor, I actually have a lot of different weakness effects, so I can probably get through the automatons artifacting. After which I would be able to malaise them. But against the collector, malaise isn't going to be that important. You don't get that many free turns to just cast things on the collector. I'm actually... Again, just looking to full defend. I put only aggression in this deck, and I still don't have, well, only aggression, mostly aggression. I still don't have the ability to knock the Guardian down in time. How unfortunate. That's okay. Still get out of here. But it's going to be much closer than I thought it was going to be. PR Potion, as well as Bullet Time, Tools of the Trade, Corpse Explosion. Now, Corpse Explosion is really good because it provides AoE for a deck that otherwise might not have it. And it doesn't require you to be poison synergistic. It's incentivized, but it doesn't require you to be. The problem is I'm having difficulty convincing myself not to take Bullet Time because most of our hands cost more energy than we have. The thing is, we also have Malaise, so we're more likely to want to pick up but Tools of the Trade is also enabler for basically every discard card. Although I can't make it innate, I can only make it cost 0, so... Especially if I run thick, that Tools of the Trade isn't going to be as powerful as it otherwise might be. I'm thinking it's Corpse Explosion, especially because AoE is something I'm super worried about on the next floor, and I don't have any AoE. I'll take it. Damn it. I don't think we can take the Hovering Kite. We don't have any discard synergistic things. We definitely don't want the Empty Cage. We want extra energy because we have a lot of 2-cost cards now in the 2 dashes, Leg Sweep, and Corpse Explosion, and only having an Energy Relic here is going to allow me to play those in the same turn. But also, it buffs the Malaise quite considerably. Not only does it mean that the Malaise cast at full power is more powerful, but it also means that I can cast other things before the Malaise and still have a reasonably powerful Malaise. I think I have to go Busted Crown. As much as I don't want to lower my card reward screens, I'm incentivized to go to question mark spaces because of the Juzu Bracelet. So those typically have no card reward screens, so it lessens the effect a little bit there. I'm definitely going to be going to a lot of shops as well, because a lot of those Use Your Bracelet things are going to give me money and possibly shops. So I'll have my card selections hopefully from that. I just think that the Hovering Kite, it's too reliant on me picking up a reflex super early on, or, you know, something like that. So I'm going to go for the Busted Crown. Not super happy to have it, but what would I be happy to have? Probably not Philo Stone, obviously. Is there anything I would be really excited as a boss relic, an energy relic in particular, to have gotten there? Cursed Key, probably. I mean, I'm always happy to see Cursed Key. So. Now, interestingly enough, there are actually a couple of elites this floor that might be easier than hallway fights for me. That is to say, because we're in Ascension 16 and the elites are no longer buffed, or rather aren't yet buffed. The Book of Stabbing, especially, because we have a 5 power melees. It's 4 energy plus the X plus on melees from the melees upgrade. That plus weakness, which we have a ridiculous amount of in our deck, means that the standard attacks from a Book of Stabbing wouldn't do damage, and then maximum damage they would be able to deal outside of it would be like 12, right? The 21 attack minus 5 strength plus weakness, so it'd be 16. Actually, yeah, it'd be 12. Weakness being 25% damage down. Applies after the strength reduction. All right. Gremlin Leader wouldn't be too bad, depending on when I drew Corpse Explosion. Because again, AoE is a problem for us. All right. I think no matter what I do, I'm starting on like this path. Actually, probably this one. So if there's a card here that I get... actually, this gives me more money before I go to my shop, right? And then I'm deciding whether or not to diverge, go for more upgrades, or go for an elite. All right, this is why Corpse Explosion needed to be in the deck, by the way. All right, I'm going to leg sweep you, backstab that one, and then melee's the front line. I think with my weakness, I can probably control their incoming damage a lot. Corpse Explosion has to be cast on one of them. Literally has to be. As much as I want to double dash here, I really want to double dash here. Oh no, you know what it is? It's double dash and then the next Corpse Explosion, because Corpse Explosion only matters if the target dies. So what I need to do is start setting up this bird, the one that's already taken damage, to get really, really close to dying. Backliner needs to be weakened, unfortunately. And Flying Knee goes there, and then I defend. Not for the full incoming damage amount, but it's not bad. Ow. Okay, so... Sucker Punch saves me 6 damage. Dash. Good. Dash defends me for the rest. Now I'm literally just waiting for Corpse Explosion. Put it on the bird in the back line and everyone dies. Yeah. Just in case for some god-awful reason it doesn't work, I'm going to defend. Yeah. Awesome. Come on! I was literally just talking about the fact that if I got Hovering Kite, I would need Reflex instantly. I think I'll take the max HP there, though. I have very few things to discard, and I'm probably not about to start a whole new set of synergistic pickups. Hey, Panacea right when you want it. Ain't that great? No Hex for you. So, again, the cards that need an upgrade. Leg Sweep, Panacea. Hang on, if I go for damage... 14, 14 4s, 18. I can save myself 2 damage this turn if I use a Fear Potion. That's a little bit... That's a little bit much. It's worth more than that. Regen potion. 15 HP up when I want desperately to upgrade cards is worth a lot. Damn it. Well-laid plans. How many cards do I not play in hand? Not that many. How many synergistic cards do I have? Not that many. Alright, I'm not taking well-laid plans. Alright, hopefully this is a good early relic. No, it's not. I would have actually liked the Twisted Funnel at the start of each combat before poison is applied to all enemies, because we take at least 4 turns to kill. So that's every enemy has taken 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 6, 4. It's 10. So it's 10 damage to each of my enemies at the start of each combat. You can consider it to be that, because we know that we will take at least 4 turns to kill them. Otherwise, it would be disingenuous to consider it, like, for poison to be all of its upfront damage at the same time. It's like you don't look at Deadly Poison, specifically Deadly Poison upgraded, and go, it's 15, 21, 28. You don't look at it and go, this is 28 damage, right? Because it is 7 turns, and you're guaranteed to have 7 turns after you draw and get to play the Deadly Poison. But when you start a combat, it's already applied to the enemies. Unless you're killing really aggressively, which our deck is not, that'll get all of its triggers off. It might not get them at the right times, mind, so, you know, like 10 damage, 10 HP enemies aren't going to die instantly or anything like that. I feel like it's probably just escape plan card removal. The problem with escape plan is it's kind of like a card cost opportunity. Like, if I find Velvet Choker after this, I can't take it. This deck probably could have taken Velvet Choker in the previous relic choice. I kind of want to get the max HP, actually. There's a little bit of that lingering around, just wanting some HP up. No, we have a lot of skills in the deck. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the 5 below. And there's 5 above and 4 above. Okay, so we literally equal on skills and attacks. We've got 9 of each, and then we've got the Ascender's Bane. So this is like 50% 3 block. Let's think about it like this, right? It's not just 3 block. It's dex, right? It's 3 plus dex. And if I get the ability to pick up dex, am I going to do it? Am I going to pick up a footwork? Yeah, I would. Okay. I'll take that. And again, we'll remove a strike, which is also going to tilt things towards having a skill for escape plan. Not super comfortable with the fact that we had to take that there. Alright, I'm gonna go for an elite, only because I have the regen potion. Damn it. Come on, please be Enchiridion. Necronomicon, sorry, Necronomicon is the one I wanted. Yeah, with dash, specifically. The first attack played each turn that costs 2 or more is played twice. When you take this relic, become cursed. There's our curse. I'm gonna use both of my potions in this fight because I am terrified. Mm-hmm. 12 on the back line and 10 on each of the fronts, so we're actually fully defended this turn. Mm-hmm. Cool. It's the largest malaise I can afford to get off there. Thankfully, they decided to go for a summon this turn, which makes my life super easy. Ah, oh, damn it! I should have done the draw first. I just set up the Mad Gremlin as like a great AoE next turn, but I also killed them. Damn it. Dang it all to heck. Well, that sucks. I messed that up. Just me. If I'm okay with being weakened, I can stay here for a while. I can let these... No, I don't want to be weakened. Necronomicon, what's up? Alright. I'm not actually going to be weakened this round. How many of my things deal 6 damage? So Flying Me and Sucker Punch both would need some extra help to kill the Fat Gremlin. everything else kills it in a single shot. Despite the fact that because I don't get weakened here because of the defense. All right. Well, I want Corpse Explosion for that Fat Gremlin right now. Okay. Unfortunately, it's only going to do its own max HP in AoE. Which might not actually be enough. Whenever this enemy dies, deal damage. So whenever it dies, I can trigger that in my own turn. So let's do that. Because then it just means that the rest of my cards just draw me more stuff. The Necronomicon, I'm so glad it showed up after I was just talking about Dash and Necronomicon together. Feels good. Yeah, unfortunately, this is definitely a problem, having the sneaky gremlins on field, so we do actually need to remove those. Cool. Hopefully this isn't an attack. It is. Thankfully, we are defended. Actually, I think we kill. Yup. Bye. Thread and Needle at the start of each combat, gain 4 plated armor. Oh my gosh. That's so good for us. I think the deck might be done. I think the max HP might be the next best thing that I can offer to this deck. Panacea. Yeah, because most things are already weakened for a ridiculously long period of time thanks to the malaise. Damn it. Like, if I took this event, it's fine. It's good for me. It's really good, in fact. And then we can start getting our max HP back up, and we're not even losing any current HP to do it. Ugh. All right. So I'm gonna do it. But I recognize the downside of having the Council of Ghosts event in so many of my successful runs. I won the Ascension 20 without it, but I also had Dead Branch of Corruption, so, you know. Hell yeah, especially the Shuriken, by the way, every time you play 3 attacks in a single turn, gain 1 strength. Especially with dashes having the Necronomicon buff on them. That's handy. That's real good. While I could weaken the enemy this turn, weakness is not going to matter for a while because we've got the apparitions still in our deck. So I'm more incentivized to go for damage, knowing that I'm already defended by my plated armor. Gosh, we actually get the strength up surprisingly commonly. I love it. Like, I was immediately looking at it like, oh, that doesn't fit in this deck. Never mind, it totally does. That's why I didn't speak too much on it. Did I? I don't think I ended up taking any damage there. Good. That's correct. I will Apparition before MLAs, but I recognize that wasn't necessary. Oh, I'm taking 1 damage here. 5 and the -4. I thought Apparition was fixed so that it doesn't increase enemies' damage anymore. Like, if they would be below 0 or on 0, they're still going to be on that, but doesn't look like they were there. Runic Dodecahedron, if your HP is full, gain energy at the start of each turn. That's actually surprisingly powerful for us. Blur is actually surprisingly powerful for us as well. Unfortunately, it is another kind of wee bit of a problem for us. Diluting my attacks. But it's also really, 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 really quite good. I'm considering the possibility that I end up losing because I don't Gambler's Brew. I think I Gambler's Brew this turn. Yeah. Throw those. Ooh. Starting out with a giant malaise on the Snecko is pretty good. So the alternate play is Flying Knee, Leg Sweep, and Blur. I get an extra energy next turn. I can still debuff 1 strength off of the Snecko, as well as make them weak for a bunch of turns. But I also have 16 block next turn. I actually prefer that. Oh, I get 20 block next turn. Of course, I've got to remember that the thread and needle block stays with me. Alright, this one's pretty clear. It's Panacea, Defend, Apparition. Now, the defense there, the Panacea actually protected us against the vulnerability that would have otherwise been applied. So I'm pretty happy about that. Not happy that my apparitions are oftentimes burning here, but am happy that we don't apparently need them. You did it. You finally made me vulnerable. Okay. Not getting that many attack buffs here now. This one will do it. Thump him, thump him. This is exactly what I was thinking about. If Blur gets in the same hand as a dash, we actually block for a ridiculous amount with it. So we're going to keep a bunch of block for the next turn every single time we get those two in the same hand. Not that it's super reliable, but it happens. See, the thing is, with the Gremlin Horn, having a bunch of backstabs so that I can open a fight by just backstabbing a target and killing them is pretty good. Shuriken also makes it a lot better. Yeah, I'm going to take it. Remove a card from my deck. Yeah, sure. Pretty much always happy to do that. I'm going to go for another Elite as well. Yep. Power Potion gives us After Image. After Image is probably like 4 or 5 block a turn. Noxious Fumes this early is pretty potent. That said, this fight is mostly going to end with me just single targeting someone anyway. Maybe it's Infinite Blades for that reason. Yeah, it's Infinite Blades. And I do want to focus on the Slaver. The Infinite Blades is also going to contribute to my Shuriken, but the general idea here is, yeah, that the apparitions will completely defend me. While I just focus down one of the Slavers and then drop the Corpse Explosion on them and then destroy all of the Slavers at the same time. Now, it is worth noting that while we do want a Slaver really close to dead, we also need to get the other Slavers pretty damn close. So, since this is probably the least amount of damage I'll have in hand, that seems like a good idea for me. Because they have to be below the max HP of the Slaver that dies to Corpse. And then flying me there. Cool. Next hand literally definitely has Corpse Explosion as well as enough damage to kill, so we're all good. Corpse Explosion. And I'll do it in my turn. Prow Wheel, non-boss. That's a relic. What? No, I never said anything in my entire life. I don't know what you're talking about. At the end of the turn, gain 1 frail. That's really bad for us, considering how important it is that we defend. So we're not going to be robbing here. Unfortunately, we're just short of being able to buy a relic there. Last time, that gave us Dead Branch. It's pretty good. All right. Boss this floor is the Automaton, as expected. Corpse Explosion, probably doesn't need the buff. I kind of want to get one of the apparitions buffed so that on the... Oh, no, I have a speed potion. Okay, with the speed potion Panacea, I can just get 5 extra dex, which is going to be pretty good. Yeah, I'm gonna buff one of the apparitions for the possibility of having it at the right time for Hyper Beam. I'm not gonna rely on it though. Unfortunately here it's the same to play and not play the apparition because it wears off by the time that anyone would be on the field. Damn, Corpse Explosion was actually pretty important. A little less so. I'm pretty glad that neither of them took my dash. Pretty happy about that. So the only debuff that actually comes out in this combat is... There's literally none. So we can save that speed potion until the exact right time. Which is exactly what we'll do. Don't need to play that apparition. Doesn't exhaust. I mean, there's no reason to kill that orb right now, because I overkill it so dramatically. This is unfortunate. This is about to be a hyper beam. Yeah, we don't have the defensive options for it right now either. Okay, we actually upgrade our offense by using this flying knee to kill the backline. Get a blur, as well as the sucker punch. Sucker punch is really good. So I'm thinking there's a couple different options that we have. We can weaken the enemy as well as play like a bunch of defensive things this turn. Should we go the speed potion, survivor, leg sweep, and blur, then we can throw a malaise in that'll remove 1 strength but also apply 1 weakness, because the leg sweep's weakness doesn't get through. That's 11, 5, 8, 24. 24 plus 15 from the speed potion is 39. 58. So it would be losing just about 15 to weakness. Slightly less than 15, so to lose 14. So it goes down to 44. That's pretty good defense. We're actually going to miss defend by 1 because the plated armor will actually defend me as well. Is there any better ordering that I can do? Like, oh no, we also get 1 strength down on you. That's probably not going to be relevant. You'll also notice that we actually just get the dex. We just get to keep that. $42. Okay, my rounding was off. Oh, right, because the enemy actually has 7 strength, from which we're removing 1, right? I hadn't counted the strength factor at all. And there's corpse explosion now. Not bad. Not bad, if I do say so myself, and I did just then. See? Not bad. Let's keep on my block. Oh, yeah. Getting our strength up here, as well as provide ridiculous amount more weakness. Bronze Automaton got nothing on me. I mean, I can just double dash for this one as well, so. Good gosh, y'all. Dash, what is it good for? Destroying the Bronze Automaton. What is it good for? Destroy the Bronze Automaton in Act 2 of Slay the Spire. Sing it again, yeah! Whoa! Huh! Good God, y'all, what is it good for? Sorry. Dash him, though. Dash and grab him. Yeah, just defend as best we can. All right. So we're not going to perfect this boss, but come on. There is no way we should have... Whew. Even without the apparition. Burst is insane in this deck. Bursting Corpse Explosion. Bursting Blur. Bursting Apparition. Whoa. Bursting Panacea is pretty insane as well. I desperately want the extra energy. I don't want curses, so it's Sozu. It's pretty easily Sozu though. Normal enemies drop an additional card reward. Okay, so I've just never had that trigger yet because I haven't fought a normal enemy since I had that. I could probably go for a 3 elite path here. The only thing that really stands in our way, like, Orb Walkers are not a problem. Sure, they trash my deck. My deck's pretty thick. We've got a bunch of apparitions, so we can kind of stand through them for a while, as well as the dashes protect me, so I can even hand off on playing the apparitions. The Nemesis. Not that bad. We have a lot of energy, and we have the melees. We've got the apparitions to buy us a bunch of turns. If they take a bunch of turns and we commonly just poorly draw with the dashes in the wrong hands and things like that, it could be a little bit of a difficulty. Giant Head? Giant Head's actually probably the largest problem for us. After we exhaust all of the exhaustibles from our deck, so melees, all of the apparitions, not Necronomic Curse, but the Ascender's Bane, Panacea, so what's that so far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I just counted the backstab as well. 10 with the second backstab. So we have an in-play deck of 17 cards. 17 cards with the 2 upgraded dashes. I think we're fine. Okay. I don't really get too much of a choice of how that turn goes down. Nor that one, to be honest. Dull Dash Apparition Flying Knee seems pretty good to me. The bursts are in the deck literally just to extend my life with the Apparition. Or primarily to do that, rather. I don't think I need to melees specifically largely. I definitely don't even need to blur largely. So there's no reason not to melees as large as I can then. Okay. Because blur's not going to grant me any benefit. I've got intangibility next turn anyway. Cool. I mean, I could Corpse Explosion literally any of them. Should have waited, then I would have had the burst for the Corpse Explosion. Whoops. And now, we wait. Bye. Ancient Potion. I actually would really like that if I could have it. Okay, who's our bosses for again? It's Time Eater. Time Eater does have some problems with Piercing Whale. Time Eater has a lot of multi-attacks that the Piercing Whale will be able to take down. I think I actually just go for the max HP though. I think it's pretty important that I get my max HP around 50. Or at least my current and max HP around 50 by the time we get to the Time Eater fight, so that I have some resilience against bad draws. Speaking of resilience against bad draws, Acrobatics already pre-upgraded. Not bad. So I'm gonna take this, but only because I have the Corpse Explosion to kill the Thorns without having to actually fight the Thorn myself. Yikes. I mean, we got a pretty good defensive early turn, but that's a lot of damage. And now our deck is starting to get trashed by the Repulsor. And by the Orb Walker. It's an all-out event. Literally all we now need to do is kill the Orb Walker. With the 2 dashes left in our deck, we've got a lot of offense for that purpose. Oh. Putting those days in our deck every single turn really has come to a head. Awesome. So we're intangible for this turn, and all of the block that we get to save this turn, because the blur gets to stay with us until next turn. Yeah. And then dash the backline. Beautiful. So we lost about 10 HP there. We got the Unceasing top. Yeah, with our amount of energy, Backflip's not bad either. Even not upgraded. Now, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to carry any potions into the final fight, which is something that I just absolutely adore doing. Oh, no, I have Unceasing Top. I've got to remember to constantly empty my hand if I have the ability. That's something that I always forget to do when I have Unceasing Top. These burns are now actually going to stop it a lot of the time, so yeah. I'm going to burst the backflip. I want to get to my more aggressive cards more quickly. Well, never mind that, apparently, so... That's fine. Screw me, I guess. Still got a dash left in there, so that's another 26 damage. Got him. Deadly. No, doesn't go in this deck. Sucker Punch upgraded? Yes. If I could have upgraded the other one earlier, I probably wouldn't have gone there, but I couldn't. We actually do take a lot of hits, so Bronze Scales does have value. I would take the Fairy in a Bottle if I had the opportunity, but I don't. So Zoo. Zoo. We'll take that. I'm kind of interested in doing the 3, because then I can actually just sell them all for HP. But so that is to say, I would go for 3. I would turn down all of the options. Then I would get 6 max HP as well as 6 current HP. So this basically reads lose 4 HP, but gain 6 max HP. Because when you gain max HP, you also gain current HP commensurate. But... we're also going to have difficulty healing back up our HP. Like, how do we get back onto full HP? I'd have to rest a bunch of times, because 30%, you only get 30% of your max HP when you rest. I'm going to go with a 1. So, Good Instincts... So here's the problem. 0-cost cards in an Unceasing Top deck have a place. But if there's anything that's going to stop your draw, Necronomicus, if there's anything that's going to stop your draw, then they still have the same value that they did before, because they can still have their card cost be important, right? So the idea is that Unceasing Top makes 0-cost cards have no card cost, right? So you want every 0-cost card. But if you draw a bunch of 0-cost cards and the Necronomicus, you're not drawing new cards, so those cards suddenly have a card cost again. We're not going to take it. I think for safety's sake, I'm actually going to take the rest rather than the elite. I might even rest. It's for 14, so it'll almost get me back to full HP. It's too important that we upgrade burst. Burst in a hand with apparitions is insane. Constant whispering voices. Ugh. I'm probably going to retrace my steps and lose 2 max HP. I really don't want madnesses in this deck. If they lower the cost of dash, they actually make it less effective, courtesy of the Necronomicon. If they lower the cost of anything else, I have a lot of exhaust things in my deck. I have a lot of draw issues, hence picking up the acrobatics and the backlit. So drawing the madness when I already have the energy to cast everything in my hand is like a dead draw a lot of the time. Writhe is obviously bad, right? My opening hand would just be complete garbage. I like that retrace your steps has become an option in there. Yeah, this is actually kind of exactly what I was expecting. So we need the one with a greater amount of max HP to be the one that dies. Cool, so it's dash, dash, backstab, backstab, apparition, apparition. All right, your turn. Unfortunately, they both were doing the debuff to put burns into my deck, which is kind of worst case sitch. I'm going to use the Survivor to purposefully discard there so that I can get a draw. Unfortunately, the draw was an Ascender's Bane, but now I don't have to draw that Ascender's Bane, so has a place. Whoo! Nice Panacea. Woo! Escape plan. Done. That's fine though. The frontliner dies and the backliner dies immediately thereafter as well. Boom. Bag of marbles. Okay, so this increases the effectiveness of backstab ridiculously. It's one of the big things that I quite like about backstab, that is. Tacticians, still very few discard cards. While we do have acrobatics, which is like, it has the choice of the largest amount of cards for discarding. In a 30-card deck, acrobatics and tacticians still being in the deck and being in the top 4 or in the current hand, can't guarantee it. So, gotta go for the max HP there. If I want to go to that shop and 2 rests, which I do, I'm gonna have to go through another elite. Kunai! Every time you play 3 attacks in a single turn, get 1 dex. Oh my god, every time I double dash and use another attack, my dashes get way better. That's so good. Okay. Wow. I can't burst the acrobatics. I don't have the hand size for it. Or do I? No, the general goal here for me should be burst 2 apparitions. Yeah. It doesn't matter to weaken the enemy right now. So we'll burst out a bunch of apparitions there. It doesn't matter to weaken the enemy right now because I'm going to be under apparition for the next 4 turns. At the very least. Double dashing actually doesn't really do anything for me. So I'm best served by just hitting you with the giant malaise right now. That is a giant malaise. Oh my gosh. Panacea. Yeah, this is what I was worried about. Getting my dashes on the wrong turn with a nemesis. Yeah, I got it again. That's a problem. Now, thankfully, I am getting kunai and shuriken triggers quite often, so I'm upgrading my strength and dex pretty regularly. Oh my gosh, really? So lame. Oh, all of the dashes in the wrong hand. This is exactly what I was talking about at the start when I said if I get the Necronomicon, the Nemesis with bad draws, that could actually be a problem. And now here's the Necronomicus, the Nemesis. Sorry, it just starts. It starts with the same letter, and I can't. Brain. All right, the dashes are still in our deck. This is not a drill. The dashes are, never mind. God damn it. The enemy would be totally dead if I just drew each apparition on the other turn. Thankfully, I'm going to be defended for next turn here. It's nice. My apparitions are all gone already. I'm going to burst the backflip just because I know the dash is left in the deck. I want the dash so badly. Why did I do that? The enemy was intangible that turn. God. Okay, that one's my bad for being a big old dummy. If the enemy was doing the 40 attack that turn, that's me done. And now the dashes are in... Okay, so they were all in the wrong hands, and then I made it so that they would all be in the wrong hands from then on. God. You're a real piece of work, right? Why'd I do it? So I would have something to complain about? I did it just because of, dumb. Alright. Come on, dashes. We're possibly dead. Yeah, we're dead. That's exactly what I said at the start of the floor had the possibility to kill this deck. So it started as astoundingly bad RNG, and then it ended with astoundingly bad play. The enemy, I think, still had like 79 HP. So those two dashes, those two final dashes, both duplicating, I don't think would have put us over the mark. So I still think we were gonna lose that fight. I'm amazed. I am frankly amazed. Good lord. Just wow. Nemesis earns its name. For the moment, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slay the Spire. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.